when I spoke to him on the phone and I was discussing the things that we will be talking about on stage, and his energy was so amazing that I have really fun questions. Because I was scared, should I ask serious questions because he's such a senior person and I look up to him so much. But his energy is entertaining, confident, and amazing, and I'm sure you're going to say the same after the session ends. So let's begin. So my first question is, you have to tell me 3 challenges that you face at work, which some people from the outside world who are not in media, they can't even imagine that.
Okay, so let me take you to our headquarters. So Netflix is India's biggest media group, and I manage Music in India, which is the #1 Indian news channel. So, and we have something called a network operation center, where we have these multiple James Bondish hundreds of screens, and we have feeds coming in from across the country, from our centers all across. So we are monitoring all of that. And now you're sitting at your newsroom, and about 2:30 you get this message: shots heard in Pentagon. You start scanning the WhatsApp. And just before that, you have Prime Minister's plane getting into Saudi Arabia, spotted by Saudi jets and all of that, and J.D. Vance has just been to Akshatam in the morning, and then you get this shots fired. So immediately your heads will wake up and start monitoring the screens in front of you. What is Aaj doing? What is India TV doing? So the first challenge that we have is instant deadlines. The job arrives and you have a deadline. You have to kind of put your story on air ASAP. So that's our kind of challenge #1. Second is we are always on the job. There's nothing like, I'll do this later. I mean, okay, something has happened in Telegram, maybe an hour later. You have to kind of go live right away. And third is, you want to kind of shift jobs constantly. There is no job that you're doing. This is not a job that we do in the sense that like other jobs still have some sort of a definition to them that you're in banking, you're in finance, you're in something. We shift our jobs like non-stop as news shifts. You're kind of on Ministry of External Affairs, you're with the Prime Minister in Saudi Arabia, suddenly you're Pentagon, suddenly you're J.D. Vance, so you're kind of doing multiple jobs all the time. So challenge after challenge. But then I think that's the thrill of media now. Yeah. Another challenge. Okay, so like the challenge that I used to face was, as I said, this constant kind of trying to do things when I was a reporter. So it was like, you'll get a call in the morning at 7 o'clock that something has happened and we need your phone in the next 2 minutes. And by any chance, I mean, now like things happen in the morning, you're like in the loo or something. And now you can't kind of react in 2 minutes. So what all will you do in 2 minutes? So you got to kind of be on air because now that's what you've been told. And the briefing will also come from the producer that this has happened and you've got to be on air in the next minute or so. So you kind of gather your thoughts. You try and open the window of the washroom to kind of pop your head out of it so that there is no echo as you start kind of screaming into the phone. And then you start off. Like, and joining us now is Jyoti Kamal from Chandigarh and he's reporting on this. Jyoti, what are you seeing? You know what I'm seeing? There's a lot of action happening. What will you do that? So that's a challenge, but then you got to figure out how to handle it. Yeah.
I totally agree. The next question is social media's rise and citizen journalism go too far. How has that affected the mainstream media?
See, it's a democracy. It's a change in technology. You can't stop social media. It's all around. We have to learn lessons from social media. We have legacy media. We have big media. We have a lot of resources. Like I said, you come to our office. It's the biggest media office in one of the biggest in the world, probably. We have multiple floors. Each floor of ours is like 4 or 5 times bigger than this, and we have like Hindi operations on one. We have Palki on another floor. We have Zaka Jacob on another floor. So we have Shireen on another floor. So we have all sorts of action happening all across. And then we have our network operation center. I was saying here we have our master control rooms from where we are transmitting into so many channels, onto so many digital streams. So we are legacy media. But then because we are legacy media, so we have to go through a whole set of regulatory protocols. And we have our legal team sitting inside who are constantly sending out advisories, don't do this, don't do that, Ministry of Information Broadcasting guidelines. So we have to kind of conform to a lot of things. Social media can do a lot of things which we can't, and we can only kind of salivate and look at them that I wish we could do it, we can't do it. So it's not that we can't do a lot of things that you see, but we have so many checks and balances. There is an allegation against you, we are not going to run it straight off. That somebody has said, Mehak has done this and that. We have to first get your version that what do you have to say about it. So we'll wait. But somebody on social media will go all out and they will get the numbers and we can only kind of sit back and watch. But we can't do it. So that's a challenge. But see, like I often say, suppose you go to the most kind of followed YouTube channel. By the way, we are the world's #1 YouTube channel. I mean, in news, if you search on Playboard, which is the quantitative side, and go to news and politics, and then the most viewed channel, and then worldwide, you'll come to music in India, right? But having said that, if you follow somebody on YouTube, a regular social media kind of somebody who's only on social media, and they say right now that India has attacked Pakistan, you'll probably think it's a joke. It's not. I mean, you won't react to it. You might talk about it. You might kind of message a couple of people, but you won't react. Yeah, and even after 2-3 hours, there will be hardly any reaction to that. But a mainstream channel like ours says that within seconds, you will have people out on the streets. So we understand the kind of authority that mainstream media still has. We get a lot of flack all the time for what we do. But then things are not easy in life. It's very, very complex running these kind of operations. So, but social media is a powerful force. We are obviously watching it carefully. We are trying to do a lot of things with social media. Doing like we are trying to build our own creator networks that we kind of work with social media, how we kind of do all of that. But I think it's a force, and at the end of the day, it's good for the country. The more voices that you have, and it's your choice what you want to watch. You can just click and watch. You can kind of click and go away from that channel. So I think diversity is always good.
I think the credibility with social media, because we don't have a censorship there, and like you mentioned, the MID guidelines. I remember when I started radio, the first welcoming email that we get in Mirchi is the subject line is how to go to jail in very simple steps. So things that you will say on the radio, on air, and you will going to the radio. So I absolutely relate to the fear. The third question is AI. Is it a blessing or a curse? Of course, in the context of media, because there are deepfakes that are happening. There's so much happening with AI, and sometimes I think human eye is very good at spotting fake, but deepfakes are actually, I mean, it's unbelievably real. So how do you manage that?
So the term that you said that we are good at spotting fakes, there is a word called the uncanny valley. So in the uncanny valley, you can sense that something is wrong with this image. But that was long back. Now tech has evolved to such a level that it's next level. It's high definition production, and it's Hollywood style production now using AI. So AI again, like any other tool, like anything in life. I mean, everything is a yin and a yang, plus and a minus, black and white, good and bad, sharp and blunt. So AI is also an equally powerful tool which can kind of create, it can kind of confuse, it can do a lot of things. So it requires a lot of regulation. So we are using a lot of AI, but how we are using AI is basically as things which were earlier for representation only, and we have to clearly mark out again our guidelines that if we use AI, we have to say AI generated. Okay, so we can't simply kind of pass off something and pretend that it's like actual. So we have to have writers on it that this is AI generated. Yeah. So but we are using AI quite a lot, and AI is a powerful tool. It's going to be around. It's great for analysis. It's great to compress huge amount of reports. Like we get the budget. Who's going to go through the budget? So you push it through an AI, and it will immediately turn it into pointers that you can push on it. But we'll also have synthetic anchors now. We can push out much more content. We have 11 labs voices, so we clone voices of anchors so that we can kind of do voiceovers which are like flawless. You send an anchor into a recording booth, they will probably do so many takes because of the errors that they'll make. Run it through an AI, perfect.
Do you get the tone as well? Because I think as a voice.
So we are working with a lot of AI developers to get the tone right also. So we have to record almost about 100 hours of sample to get the tone right. But it's happening. So AI is here, it's going to be a massive force, it's going to be a great tool, but it has to be kind of used in a very controlled manner.
So it's like a knife, you use it to cut food.
Yeah.
The next question is, with so many...
Your turn.
You can go ahead and ask. Okay. So can I maybe skip this and...
What was the question, by the way?
The question, okay, so you just have to answer it in one word, and then we'll do a quick thing in just 1 minute, just one more minute. So the question is, head or heart, what should a media person use more?
By the way, don't you think that's a biologically wrong question? How does the heart think actually? There are no neurons there.
Yeah,
So I often think that we keep asking a lot of people, head or the heart. It's all the head, come on. I mean, I want to come across somebody whose heart actually thinks. So it's basically the head, but maybe you mean the left hemisphere or the right hemisphere, I don't know. So I think it's all together. It's all together. Yeah.
So we'll do a quick never have I ever, just 1 minute. Okay. So you have to answer 5 questions. Never have I ever let a guest throw a tantrum mid-show.
I have
Never have I ever told a star news anchor that it is wrong.
many times. I have
Never have I ever regretted my decision to be a media professional.
many times I have, and the next day I have regretted having regretted it.
Never have I ever felt jealous of competition for their performance.
All the time on fire, like jealous like crazy. When I watch the ratings, even if they are kind of coming in us, we are number one. But they can come near us. So that kind of gets us worried. We watch YouTube rankings every day, our numbers fluctuating up and down, so jealous all the time.
And last, never have I ever done things that are not under my KRAs.
See, in life, you got to kind of go ahead, you got to go way beyond your KRAs. People firstly don't even do their KRAs. And then in our system, we have 5 ways of evaluating. Did not meet expectations, partially met expectations, exceeded expectations, far exceeded expectations. People are hired that don't even meet expectations. Like 10 things are to be done, they do 5 and they think they're doing a great job. How do you move ahead in life? You got to, this much is the expectation, this much is what you do, and you get to the next level. Again, that job requires this much, you do this much, then you go to the next one. You keep doing more. It's always beyond your KRAs all the time.